All right, so number 12 here, they want us to find the vertices, covertices, and asymptotes for the hyperbola, and then graph it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out where's the center and which way does it open. So, Mr. Frederick, where's the center? Okay, so the center is at 4, 3. Okay, and does this open horizontally or vertically? Okay, whichever one's positive is the one it's going to be. So if x is positive, it's horizontal. Y is positive, it's vertical. Since x is positive, it's horizontal. So when I'm all done, I should have a graph that looks like that, basically. Okay? So now we need to figure out the vertices. So the vertices are using A, and the covertices are using B. Okay. So in this case, what's the value of A? 3, okay? Because 3 squared is 9. And A for hyperbolas, A is always the one under the positive one. B is always under the negative one, and so B would be 8. Right. Now, I can find the vertices and the covertices without graphing, okay? And I'm going to show you that in this case, and then we'll go ahead and look at it graphically also. Okay? So, since the vertices are a change in x, that means I'm going to take the x coordinate of the center and add and subtract 3 to it. So we're going to take 4 plus 3 and get 7. Right? The y value stays the same. And 4 minus 3 is 1, and that y value stays the same. Okay? So we just moved horizontally. From the center, I went 3 to the left and 3 to the right. Okay? For the covertices then, since that's y that's affected, from the y value of 3 in my center, I'm going to add 8 and subtract 8. So we're going to get the x value stays the same of 4. If I take 3 minus 8, I get negative 5. If I take 3 plus 8, I get 11. So let's look at that graphically then. All right, my center is at 4, 3. Okay, so obviously in the graph I have here is not going to work, so I need to move it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So from the center, because it has x over 9, I have to go left and right 3. So I go to left 3, I'm at the point 1, 3. Go to the right 3, and I'm at the point 7, 3. Vertically, it changes by 8. So that means from the center, I'm going to go up 8, so 3 to 11. Let me pull it down. And down to negative 5. There we go. Okay? So you can think of it as taking the point and the change in x, I add that number and subtract that number from the x coordinate. And the change in y, you add that number and subtract that number from the y coordinate. Or you can go onto the graph those things happening, and then write them down. Okay? So then they want to know the asymptotes. Okay? So remember, the asymptotes are y equals plus or minus change in y over change in x times x minus h plus k. So once again, h is 4, k is 3, so those are going in for h and k. Change in y, The b is my change in y, so that would be 8. And a is my change in x, so that would be 3. So my asymptotes, y equals plus or minus 8 over 3 times x minus 4 plus 3. How does y change over how x changes? X minus h plus k. So to graph it then, okay, we're going to make a rectangle. The height of our rectangle is from the min to the max. The width of our rectangle is from left to right. So we so there's the rectangle to help us with our asymptotes. So our asymptotes go through the corners. And if you need a ruler for straight lines in here, I do have rulers too, so if you want to use them. So here and here. Okay. And then you told me it opens horizontally, so that means it's got to look like this. So then there it is. Okay, you just need to see it again, didn't you? Yep. Yep. Okay. Anything else? Any others? Okay, so here's question number 6. They want us to write an equation in standard form for this hyperbola. So first of all, it opens horizontally. Okay, so that tells me that it's going to be x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. Okay. And the next thing I need to know is where is the center? Okay, the center is at the origin. Okay, all right. So then we need to know the values of a and b. Okay. Now the value of a is always the distance. Okay, and here's the thing to remember: a and b are distances. Okay, which tells you what about the value of a and b? They cannot be negative. Okay, they always have to be positive, and that's something for you to think about, because there's going to be a problem on your homework where they tell you the vertex is 0, -9. Okay, well, if I have a vertex at 0, -9, that means there's also a vertex at 0, +9. Okay, which means then the value of a is 9. Okay, it's not -9, it's +9. So we need to find the value of a. So the value of a is the distance from the center here to the vertex here, which is how far? Looks like 7, right? It's going by 2's. Okay, so a is 7. And the value of b is the distance from the center to the top here, which will be 2, 4, 5. And then I just put them in. So my answer is x squared over 49 minus y squared over 25 equals 1. So we need to know which way it opens, so we know which equation to use, which form, find the center, and then find the values of a and b.